Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hi, this is Zak Mirhighlights with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Tuesday, the 1st of September. Starting off with AFC Energy, where you can see there's been a nice healthy bounce off the 200-day moving average at 19.6 pence. Also the floor of this rising trend channel from November. And all of this comes after a double test of that gap higher from May. So pretty well looks like a foundation's in place. Initial target here, while we're above 19 pence, up to that February resistance line at 26. But the big picture target here, perhaps over the next 2 to 3 months, as high as 45 pence, which seems rather ambitious. But that's where the top of the November price channel is pointing at the moment. A few very strong looking charts today, as you would expect, as we're in prime bull market at the moment. Here we've got Barclay Energia. Gaps always good news, especially when they remain unfilled. So what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps to the upside. This is obviously clearly a rather powerful re-rate going on here. The view here is at least while we're above the top of the latest gap around 41 pence, looking to the top of that rising trend channel from April as high as 70 pence over the next month or so. So looking very strong indeed. Great favourite amongst small cap investors on a company which has turned to a rather larger cap is Greatland Gold, leading the junior gold plays at the moment. Here we've got a rising trend channel from December, and just broke the initial August resistance at 14 pence, 14.7 pence rather, while we're above that on an end of day close, looking towards the top of the channel as high as 22 pence. So pretty impressive stuff at the moment from Greatland. At this stage, only really back below the 50-day line, way down at 13 pence, would really delay the upside scenario. We had a little bit of a bear trap effect in the middle of last month, down to 12 pence. So having flushed out the weak hands, one would expect Greatland shares to start accelerating. Great news, I think, really for Horizonte Minerals at the moment. One could feel the pain of the shareholders going into March, April, the way that the stock was, having spiked up to 7 pence. But this looks very impressive indeed. I suppose the view at this time is at least while we're above Friday support around 6.9 pence, looking to the top of that rising trend channel from August last year, as high as 12 pence over the next, I suppose, 6 to 8 weeks. It'd probably do the trick. Could be obviously much quicker, but that gap through the triangle that we had early last month, really impressive, and the momentum just seems to be gathering at the moment. I think there's another gap there as well, actually. After that first gap that we had earlier in last month. On to a stock which seems to have got a lot of people buzzing on a fundamental basis, millions and trillions, billions and millions mentioned as far as the company is concerned. But at least we have the charting set up at the moment with the rising trend channel that one can draw from, I suppose, what's that, November last year, if we can get the right angle there. And the top of the channel heading towards 31 pence. Probably waiting for at least an end of day close above the 50-day moving average, just under 22 pence. Or if you're cautious, the easiest thing to do would be to wait for that line of resistance at 23 or 24 pence to be broken. But while the shares remain above the 18 pence level, which is the floor of the channel, it is at least in bull mode. So just a matter of really when the shares will get rid of the overhang and start moving higher. On to Kodal, not in alphabetical order in this case, but Kodal, very impressive move today, breaking neckline resistance at 0.055, while we're above that, looking for a move as high as 0.12 or 0.13, which is the top of an October trend channel from last year. This stage really back below the 50-day moving average, just below 0.05, really delays the upside scenario. Always good to have a Pharma in the mix in the Bulletin Board Heroes. Today's choice is N4 Pharma. Still has this consolidation, this it's almost like a rising flag that we've got at the moment. Want to see really an end of day close through that mid-August peak at 13.17 to give us the first target here through 16.5 pence over the next few weeks. So the upside value while we hold above recent support around 11.5. Next stock is one which is also sort of tickle the fancy of the Twitterati today. Nice breakout with Orosur Mining, broken that July peak there at 4.5 pence. While we're above that on an end of day close basis after Friday's gap to the upside, we're looking for a top of 2020 price channel target as high as 7.5 pence over the next 1 to 2 months. Good to see Oracle Power finally attempting a breakout here. Probably looking really for the magic event here really would be an end of day close above 0.8 pence. That would then hopefully open up the shares to the next level up really on the daily chart, which is 1.2 pence. Only back below 0.7 at this stage, and the floor of the rising trend channel from November really delaying the upside or the recovery argument there at Oracle Power. Always worth looking at a stock which is gapped up. In this case, it is Sealand Energy, which is gapped up. Obviously, quite a slow mover, but gapped up after a gap down last week. So we've got an island day gap there, which is quite interesting. Could be a decent reversal, charting reversal signal. Obviously, an end of day close above 28 pence would be the magic trigger to then open up the possibility of a move towards the top of the February price channel, currently pointing as high as 36 or 37 pence. Next stock, and just a few left to go now, is Seagate. Here we've got the shares in this very healthy looking consolidation. What's interesting here is all the green candles, which show very strong price action. The rising 50-day moving average as well at 1.85. So if you're an aggressive bull, you'd be buying the stock on the basis of the push above the 50-day line, otherwise waiting for an end of day close through 2 pence, through 2.5 pence, which is the main resistance of late. Through 2.5 pence, we probably quite quickly expect the shares to retest early July resistance at 4 pence. Alien Metals continues to power ahead, and the company had a good experience on Share Talk as well, I think, with the webinar, which was broadcast last month, or in fact in July, I think. Current situation is that above the August peak, 0.5 pence, we're looking to the top of that rising trend channel from May or April last year, as high as 0.85 pence, hopefully over the next 4 to 6 weeks. As far as Wishbone Gold is concerned, it just seems to be good news all the time in terms of the recent price action, tying in with the improved fundamentals. Here you can see that the shares have all but reached the initial optimistic target around, 4.6 pence. So that is all looking rather good, and the upside really valued while we hold above the 3 pence initial August peak for the shares. If you're a bull of the stock and looking for the next level up, with the 4.6 pence not being enough, there's a chance of hitting that December resistance line projection, currently heading towards 8.5 pence over the next 1 to 2 months, if we continue as we have done. Sort of similar situation, similar chart here to that of Horizonte. So let's see which one starts to outperform over the near term.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.